Hello, good afternoon, Mrs. Roberts. My name's Rob. I'm the technician working on your vehicle today. Just carried out a complimentary health check whilst your vehicle is in for a service. So we'll start off at the passenger side rear tyre. Just want to first of all show you the very outer of the tread. And then we look at the inner. It's actually hard to tell on the video, but it's all scrubbed off. And this is an alignment issue where it's wearing more on the inner compared to the outer. And the actual tread depth recordings between here and the here is 1.1 millimeters difference. So I'm going to be advising four-wheel alignment checks and adjustments to be carried out to stop this happening again in future, wearing through tyres more quickly than needed. Also, I'm going to advise replacing the tyre as it's around 3.7 mil here on the inner. The legal limit is 1.6. Here at Rybrook we do advise tyre replacement at the 3 millimeter mark. And with you getting the alignment done, it would make sense to get it done at the same time. Next, come on to the driver's side rear. Now again, starting from the outer, 6.7 mil, centre 7.5, on the inner 6.9 mil. Driver's side front now, 6.7 millimeters on the outer, 6.7 at the centre, 6.7 on the inner. And finally, the passenger side front, 6.4 millimeters on the outer, 6.8 at the centre, 6.6 on the inner. So all the other three tyres are all okay. It's just your passenger side rear that I'm going to be advising to replace. Next, we'll take a look at the brakes on your vehicle. Starting with the front. I'll just show you the pads first of all. Plenty left there, just between the disc. I can't really get my hand in there to show you, but between where the disc sits and the next piece of metal, that is your pad. There's plenty left. They start life at 12 millimeters, and we've got a reading of around 11 millimeters. We do advise pad replacement at the 3 millimeter mark, just to let you know. Discs still all looking okay. That's obviously had front discs and pads recently. Rear discs, there is a little score mark there. It's not, it's only minimal at the moment, so I seem to monitor that. So as long as the brakes aren't squeaking, shouldn't be an issue. Rear pads start life at 10 millimeters. Just get my brake pad gauging tool now. We'll measure them. So we've got 8 millimeters on the rear pads. So no issues with the brakes, both front or rear. Just note on the rear spring there is a bit of flaking of the paint, but it's not yet cracked or snapped, so that's no issue, as we can see. I've also checked the rear trailing arm bushings, which are heading inside here. You can just see a bit of. I've checked them. In fact, we'll just show you here. They're all okay. No deterioration, etc. I've checked the exhaust system and all the brackets are intact, keeping it nice and secure. Here's an example, one of those brackets. I'm just draining the engine oil and filter as part of today's service. I've also carried out various suspension checks and steering checks on the front of your vehicle. Track run end, low ball joint, we've got drive shaft gaiter on the outer and the inner. Checked, no faults found. Look underneath the gearbox. And engine area free from any oil leaks, obviously excluding where I'm currently draining the engine oil filter. I've fitted a new 15 amp fuse, which has resolved the issue with your cigarette lights not working. Both the one in the front and the back are now working all okay. There's also a recall to check the seat belts, which are all up to spec. Thank you for using Rybrook Volvo Preston today. Service advisor will be in contact with you shortly.